Welcome to the Grounded Path, Tools for Soul. I'm Emma Muir. This podcast is for men who are tired of carrying everything alone, tired of performing who they think they should be, and ready to connect with who they truly are. Together, we'll explore self-awareness, emotional intelligence, fatherhood, relationships, and the beliefs that shape how we show up in the world. Because the goal isn't to become someone else, the goal is to come home to yourself. So let's begin. Welcome again. Self-sufficiency, I believe, is the biggest lie that men have been told and are told. It just is. Self-sufficiency is the biggest lie men are told. Not because independence is bad, not because resilience isn't important and doesn't matter, but because somewhere along the way, men were taught that strength means doing life alone, figuring it out yourself, don't burden anyone, don't ask for help, definitely don't talk about your worries, don't talk about your fears, definitely don't talk about your fears, just get the fuck on with it. And the cost of that belief, it's showing up everywhere. And we see it all the time. And I think people call it toxic masculinity. And I kind of, want to call bullshit on that, because we could talk about toxic femininity as well. Like, the reality is there is on both sides. There are some deeply rooted behaviors that are not natural to us. And we see it every single place. In relationships, in our friendships, in our mental health, in our parenting, and in the deep sense of disconnection that an incredible amount of men are carrying today. And we've called it, they're calling it a loneliness epidemic. Excuse me. But the reality is, and what we need to talk about, what lies underneath it all, because I think that self-sufficiency might be one of the most celebrated forms of self-abandonment that exists. So what's the hidden cost? And before I get into all that, I want to share with you where this came from. I was reading, I was reading the survey, the Man Box. It's 2025, maybe 2026. No, it came out 2026 this year. And it talks about the perception of asking for help and what it looks like, and whether it's acceptable, and whether it looks like, you're a man, and does it show weakness? There's, so many things that come into play with it all. But what really shocked me the most is that a third of men that were surveyed, and this wasn't like a couple hundred people, thousands, a third of those men, and across the country, not just in one little area, believed that asking for help, not being able to do it on your own, not being self-sufficient was strength, and not self-sufficient was a sign of weakness. And what I'm really curious about, and what really stuck with me, was if they believe that, and then, some of the third of them were like in the middle, and the other third were like, hell no, that doesn't mean anything. I question the ones in the middle. Are they just afraid to say it? Are they just afraid to admit to it? And I know it's anonymous, but here's the thing that I've learned working with men and being around them all my life, and I know how much they avoid shit. I know how much they avoid it because they don't want to feel all the hard feelings. So are those men just really asleep to themselves and don't even want to admit, what they feel either way, whether they feel a strong sense of, no, it's not fucking weak, but I can't say that because then I might be weak. I mean, that's one of the hidden costs, isn't it? Men have chosen to go down the path of not expressing, not sharing, not communicating, of holding it all together. And I talk about this a lot. But what else is the hidden cost of self-sufficiency? Because we've somehow confused self-sufficiency with strength. But what if they're not the same thing? Because when I look at men I work with, I don't see strength when I think about self-sufficiency. I see exhaustion, I see isolation. And as a woman, I understand this. I carry a lot of things that don't belong to me. And I do. I carry, I've carried the badge of strong, independent woman for a long time. Long, long time. And for sure, some of that was born out of necessity because the support that I was being offered wasn't actually to protect or look after me or keep me safe. It was to protect and keep other people safe. Keep their public image, keep the perception. And when I say public image, it's not famous people or anything, but keep, their community around them thinking that they are great people. So it's exhausting and it's really isolating because you carry things that you're not meant to carry alone. And I see men carrying things that they were never meant to carry alone. Relationship problems, parenting challenges, stress, anxiety, fear, shame, pressure. And they're carrying it all because, one, they don't even know how to share. Two, they believe a third of them out there. And I think it's a vast majority. I think it's more than a third believe that they should be able to handle all this, that they have to. Because what makes me curious is, who told us that being human was something we need to do alone? And here's something that I've really struggled with over the years and really had to come to a place of acceptance and peace, that whilst I am moving through this life and the world and the relationships, and there's an internal world going on, and really no one, I can share it as much as I like, but that is an individual and a unique experience to me. And whilst you have that experience of moving through as a unique and amazing human, what I've come to understand is that I cannot do it alone. And learning to communicate, learning to share the things, learning all the things that I've learned in the past 20, 25 years has really made me understand that whilst it's that experience, that doesn't mean I need to be separate from everybody else, because other people are moving through their own beautiful experience, and actually a lot of it's relatable. A lot of it's I can understand what they're moving through. I can appreciate it. And I've had the experiences that I've had, and I've moved through the things that I've moved through so that I can deeply connect with others on a level that's not just about all the training that I've done, all the learning, all the workshops, all the modalities that I've moved through over the years. It's also to meet people where they're at in a way that relates to them and that I can understand. Not their experience, but I can appreciate their experience because I may have moved through something really hard like they have as well. And I've definitely moved through the lie of self-sufficiency, because no one gets out of this life alone. And here's what's really fascinating to me. No one actually really lives this way, not one single person, because every single person listening to this podcast has received help from someone. Teachers, parents, friends, partners, mentors, colleagues, strangers. We learn from each other. We rely on each other. We grow through connection. The relationships that we have allow us to grow beyond anything that we ever can. So if you're out there isolating yourself and not connecting with the people around you, not really in a relationship with yourself and choosing to be in a relationship with other people, you can't grow. Not sorry, actually. You can't grow. Change is the most beautiful and fascinating and mind-blowing and fucking hard thing that we do as humans, but we are consistently changing through our whole lives. The person you were a year ago is not the same person that you are today. And you've received a lot of physical support in that time. You go to a shop, you don't have to make all the food. You can go in there and someone's put it on the shelf and done all the things. Look, that's not living a fully independent life. You're not living off grid out here. And even then, living off grid, you still need the support of the land. You still need the support of nature. So why is emotional support treated so differently? Why is it okay to ask, oh my God, yeah, why is it okay to ask someone to build a house? But it's not okay to ask for help when your marriage is struggling. Why is it okay? Like, it's so acceptable. Go hire a personal trainer. But please don't admit when you're overwhelmed. The contradiction is everywhere, because it's okay to be a human in a physical sense, but oh my God, but it's not okay to be a human in an emotional sense. Being human is emotional. We feel fucking deeply all the time. Now, like I said before, and I mentioned, I definitely tried to avoid it a lot. Yeah, definitely a lot. And not because I didn't want to feel, because I didn't know I'd be okay on the other side. And a lot of the men out there feel the same way. They think, if I feel it all, what the fuck is going to happen on the other side? But I can tell you right now, I've had experiences which have really shown me that the other side outweighs the fear. And here's the thing. The fear is beneath the lie. And yeah. So what is the fear beneath the lie? If we say, oh, it's just fear, well, and I don't think this is capability. I don't think men stay silent because they can't talk. I didn't stay silent because I couldn't talk. I think they stay silent because they're afraid. Afraid of judgment, afraid of rejection, afraid of being seen differently, afraid of feeling weak. Now, I was never afraid of feeling weak in terms of the same way that I know men describe it, feeling weak. I was definitely afraid of rejection, and I was definitely afraid of judgment, and I thought I'd be treated and seen differently. But deeper than that, I think many men are afraid of what they'll find if they actually stop and feel. It's like I said before, because if you've spent decades holding things together, the thought of opening that door can and does feel terrifying. And the fear becomes, I let myself feel everything, what if I fall apart? And here's the truth that no one told us, told me, tells you. But here's what I've seen. Men don't fall apart when they start feeling. They become stronger, more grounded, more connected, more self-aware, more present. Because avoiding emotion doesn't create strength. It creates disconnection. And disconnection creates isolation. And isolation creates loneliness. Because real strength comes from being able to stay with yourself in those moments of really deep feeling, to tell the truth, to ask for help, to receive support, to remain connected to your humanity, to your humanness. Taking away all the fucking titles, all the this is what a man is, this is what a woman is. To stay connected to the human in you. That's strength. It's not isolation. So there are differences. There is a difference between dependence and connection. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not talking about dependency. I'm not saying that we should all hand responsibility for our lives to somebody else. And I really don't feel that you're hearing that from me, but I want to say that, because it's actually quite the opposite. I'm talking about connection, because there's a huge difference between I need someone else to save me and I'm willing to let people walk beside me. One creates dependence and the other creates growth. And when you let people walk beside you and you become in a relationship with them, whether it's for a short time, long time, lifetime, the relationship with yourself changes and you become in a relationship with them and you grow. Relationships grow you. The biggest lie men are told is that they should be able to do it all on their own. And tragedy is that many of us spent years trying to act as if that lie was true, trying to be self-sufficient, trying to be strong, trying not to need anyone. Totally did that, only to discover that what we're all really craving is connection. Connection to ourselves, connection to other people, connection to something bigger than the stories we've been told about what it means to be a man. No one gets through this life alone. And maybe strength was never about carrying everything yourself. Maybe strength is about having the courage to stop pretending that you have to. Hey, thanks for joining me on the Grounded Path. If today's conversation sparks something in you, I'd love for you to subscribe, leave a review, or share this episode with another man who might benefit from hearing it. As you move through your week, remember this: you don't need another mask. You definitely don't need another coping mechanism. You don't need another version of yourself. You simply need the courage to reconnect with what's already true for you. Until next time, take care.